Very welcome back to the channel, and thanks for watching through us to part 1 to 3. We are on part 4 now, but if you haven't seen them, please do go back and check them out. If this is your first time on the channel, do not forget to
like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell, and if you're back with us again, thank you.
So what are we checking out today, Danielle?
So today, James, this is part 4 of the 9/11 story of Operation Yellow Ribbon from Gander in Newfoundland. Basically, so far, just seeing the planes being diverted and just all the hospitality from everybody that lives in the area, just standing up and helping everybody from the planes that had to get diverted. It's just been an incredible story, so let's see how it finishes.
Let's see how it rounds off after the incredible hospitality from everyone in Gander. So, without further ado, let's watch this together.
All of us, as we were leaving, tried to leave some money with the people, and they wouldn't take it. They'd just look at us and they'd say, no, you do the same for us.
Once the flight is airborne, Brooks Jones asked the pilot if she can make an announcement. A request, really, for passengers to donate money toward a scholarship fund for graduates of Lewisport Collegiate School.
That's nice.
So many have spent their days in Newfoundland.
Several of the men went around, picked up the pledge sheets, counted up how much the people from all over the world had pledged, and they had pledged something over $15,000 US.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
When Delta 15 touches down in Atlanta, the passengers and crew, who for days were left wondering if anyone remembered them, are surprised by the warm, enthusiastic welcome they received.
Oh,
That's nice.
After 4 stressful days spent tending to her passengers, and with the thought of 2 hijacked American Airlines flights still fresh in her mind, Captain Beverly Bass recalls the moment she arrived home in Dallas.
So we're rolling down the runway. I'm looking straight ahead, and I put the airplane into reverse, and it's the first chance I've had to look to the right, and that's when I saw the American flag. That was it. That was the first
She
time
felt way at home
that
now.
my emotions came into play.
George Vitale returns home to a New York deeply wounded by 9/11. His everyday, a reminder of what was lost.
I come out my house and now I'm looking at that Manhattan skyline in front of me, and there's this gaping hole. And I remember becoming so overwhelmed emotionally that I just broke out in tears.
You woke up.
I lost a lot of people that I knew, co-workers that never came home. I have sometimes guilt because my experience was so warm. I've made lifelong friends. It's kind of like if this evil attack by evil people never happened, I would have never met on the complete opposite end of the spectrum the most wonderful people on earth.
The O'Rourkes finally arrive home on Saturday afternoon, 4 days after they were diverted to Gander. It will be 9 more days before they finally get the call they had been dreading. Kevin's body has been recovered in the rubble of the North Tower.
I know Kevin so well. He'd be the last man out if it was his way. He'd get everybody out before himself, and that'd be it. That's the type he was.
He was only 44 years old.
Wow, it's very old.
Parents aren't supposed to bury their children. Children are supposed to bury their parents. The way he died, it was hard. It was hard.
I tell you, each year it gets easier. It don't. It gets harder.
The regular rhythm of everyday life in Gander returns quickly following that extraordinary week in September. Schools are schools again. Churches fill on Sundays. Legion halls open their doors. But the bonds forged in that short time endure to this day. Shirley Brooks-Jones has returned 17 times to give back to the people who were so generous to her. How big is that scholarship fund now?
The scholarship fund is approaching, with insurance and cash, around $900,000.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Oh my God.
people of the Lewisport area have been helped by that scholarship.
That's amazing.
Last spring, Stacy Hoff is one of 12 Lewisport seniors awarded a Delta 15 scholarship.
And it comes to no surprise, I'm sure, that the graduate of the year for 2009 is Stacy Hoff.
She is now a freshman at Memorial University in St. John's, Newfoundland.
I was proud. I was proud not only to receive the scholarship, I was proud of my community for what they have done. No.
Well, the folks around here changed your life, but you changed their life as well.
Yes, we've become very, very close. They're my second family, really.
The Gander experience also forms a new family. After their impulsive goodbye kiss, Nick Marson and Diane Kershke, living an ocean apart, continue to phone and write each other. He visits her in October 2001 and again in December, and ultimately arranges to be transferred to the Houston office. On September 7th, 2002, they are married, and for their honeymoon, they return to Gambo, the village near Gander where they met. The community welcomes them back with a song written just for them. So when you said to your friends in England, I was stranded in Gander, but I met this lady from Texas. They say, Nick, what's going on with you here?
One of my friends said to me, has she got that Texas twang? And I said, yes. And you still love her?
Wow.
For the O'Rourkes, memories of 9/11 remain deeply painful. But the lasting gratitude they feel for a kind stranger who became a dear friend during their darkest hours brings them back to Gander for the first time, 8 years after they have buried their son.
I don't believe it.
Made you feel right at home, like you were friends forever. And you don't forget that.
In your case, you had great loss, but great gain because of all these friends that you made here.
Oh, I made great friends.
They'll be your friends forever.
Forever. Forever. Can never thank them enough. It is unbelievable what these people have done. The love that's here. Everything, you know. It's just unbelievable.
What we keep encountering time after time is an enormous contrast between the darkness of the events in the United States and the goodness that was going on here. So in many ways, Gander played a critical role, not just in getting people through that time, but as an example of what humanity can be when it's at its best.
Well, I think there was a lady, she was 80 years of age, and when she was leaving, I think she summed it all up. She said, when I heard about what had happened in the world, I had lost all faith in mankind. But after spending 5 days here with you people, you've restored my faith. There still is
That's amazing.
people lifting
That's
our
such a
world.
lovely thing to say.
That could be the legacy of Gander.
It could very well be.
In a lakeside park just outside of Gander, there is this monument to the local residents who put their lives on hold to help 7,000 strangers stranded far from home on a terrifying day. Here, every minute of every hour, thousands of acts of kindness were repeated. Here, in gratitude, passengers created a scholarship fund that will endure for generations. Here, amid the heartache, an autumn romance blossomed. Here, parents were consoled as they faced the prospect of the loss of a son at ground zero. Amid so much savagery, so much confusion, the people of Gander and Canada were a glowing reminder of the best that we can be when the need
100%.
is the greatest. And Kevin O'Rourke, the firefighter from Rescue 2 in Brooklyn who was lost in the World Trade Center last November, his daughter gave birth to a son. So now Dennis and Hannah have a great-grandson. Now his name is Kevin, so he lives on.
Oh, that's nice.
If you ever need your faith restored in human kindness, that should be compulsory viewing.
Well, it's a great place. I love Newfoundland and Labrador. I've been up there fishing, and they're just very representative of the people. It's a harsh land, and they settled it a long time ago, and as they say to us, this is how we get along here. We help each other out. And frankly, they didn't understand what the fuss was all about. They kept saying to me, why are you doing this story? This is just how we live our lives. So it is, I think, during a troubled time in America, a reminder of how people and communities, even across borders, can help each other.
How many places on Earth could that have happened in?
Well, I don't know. I think that the best of humankind comes out during a tragedy. Mm-hmm. So I think it's, we see that in this country. We see it in where I go in undeveloped parts of the world where people will respond very quickly. We saw it in Haiti. It's going on right now in Chile, I'm sure, today during this great devastation. It's just sad that it takes a tragedy to bring people together in that fashion. So that's a very good symbol for the rest of the world to look at, Gander.
There were not too many beautiful stories that came out of that terrible Tuesday in 2001. No. That was one of them.
Well, the other thing that we felt strongly is that not enough Americans knew about it. And because of the chaos after 9/11, we were consumed, understandably, with trying to put our country back together again. And so when I got up there, I was vaguely aware of the dimensions of it, but not nearly to the degree that we discovered that it played out over a long period of time, and the passengers remain grateful to this day.
Compelling. Thank you, Tom.
Okay.
So first off, a very big shout out to you guys for telling us about this story in the first place. We appreciate every one of you that came into the comments and told us about this. Such a beautiful story from start to finish. It did have bad parts, but we don't have beautiful stories without some bad in between. And of course, a very big rest in peace and a lot of love to the O'Rourke family, and especially Kevin O'Rourke, a hero doing what he loved, helping people. A very big shout out as well to the people of Gander. This was a beautiful way to show how humanity comes together very well. And of course, do make sure you check out the original content creator, give them a like, subscribe and share, and all of that good YouTube stuff.
What he was saying there about not enough people knowing that, it's not even just not a lot of Americans know it. Not a lot of people around the world knew what happened in Canada that day either.
No.
So it's amazing to see that they did go up and just investigate what happened there. And it was just such a tragic day, but it was also such, like he said, it was so amazing that humanity was able to come together and everybody just helped each other. Put everything behind them, put everything aside. No matter who got off that plane, they were making sure that they were safe and looked after and fed and clothed and had their medication, and they're just doing absolutely everything for them, and it's lovely. And it's even extra lovely that they all came together and made a scholarship fund for the kids that were in the town too. That was just, I thought that was such an amazing thing to do. I really did, because colleges over in America and Canada are very expensive, so giving back to the community like that helped is just amazing. It really is incredible. It's going to change so many lives that live there.
So, full disclosure, I thought he said, because when he talked about the population of New York, I thought it was 7 million that was in Gander the whole time. I only realised in somewhere between part 3 you'll probably see the pin drop on my face. It was actually 7,000. I thought that the whole way through. But still, how full the town was and filled with people, and just the love they showed each other, and not only that, the way they said, we're not expecting payback, this is just what we do for neighbourly. Like, you don't see that enough in the world. Even today, it's not really shown as much. Well, we don't see anyway. Like, the media doesn't flood us with this beautiful companionship between each other, the humanity shown, just how much humans actually remembered their fellow human. But another beautiful sight was the female pilot when she came back to Texas and seeing the American flag coming down from the control tower, just knowing she was home, safe, and America stood tall. But a beautiful patriotic symbol to all the people of America as well was, if you look at one of the shots there at Ground Zero there, even the firemen, how much, America was like, we're going to stand strong on this, held the flag together there in the middle of it to let them know, let the people know they're safe, we're coming together, and all the people came together to restore the country. But this story of Gander is one to be remembered.
Absolutely.
And like they said, it should be always shown to like how good humans treat each other in times of crisis.
There was a lot of loss that was had that day and the days after that as well. But there was also a lot of love too.
Yeah.
And a lot of compassion and a lot of humanity, and I think that's what we need to take away from that. It's just be kinder to people, just be nicer to people. Nobody knows what anybody's going through or what happened or anything like that. Just open your heart and try and help, and that's it. That's all we can do. That's how we all become better and how the world becomes better. We all just need to help. Even if it's just saying hello to somebody, that can change the day.
Of course, everyone watching or everyone in the comments, wherever you are in the world, did you know about this story before? How do you feel after watching this story? What parts really struck out to you? And if there's any other stories like this you feel the world doesn't know enough of, or maybe you feel we should know, let us know in the comments down below. And of course, where were you while the story was going on? Do you remember this being shown anywhere? Do you remember any talks of it?
If you guys have any other stories from American history recently or from before that you feel like the world should know about, please drop them down below and we can take a look at them.
That has been our 2 cents, and we will chop ourselves out of this.